Who's there? Welcome to Farming Simulator 19 on Ravenport Farm. And I'm working here on the potatoes for the Cotton Consortium. Gotta just do something first here. Move that and move that. Okay. And in case you hadn't watched my Grizzly Mountain, I've got my Logitech G920 set up and working. Having a few problems with the key bindings, but I hope I'll get most of that solved. Yeah, this is going up quite slowly, so I think I'll go down and get some potatoes from the other harvester. Then we'll be done. I wish these workers would stop to unload. I don't know any way to make them do that. Now, in Courseplay, in the past, there was a way to do that. You could check that, you know, when they ran a course. Okay, I am going to look. Potatoes, hopefully, probably still going to take them to the same place. This, I think, is the potatoes. The ranch, 51.48. Wait a minute now, I bet that's eggs. 5.59 at the ranch. I think that's the potatoes. I can remember where the ranch is. Been working on Grizzly Mountain for quite a few days. And I actually didn't do too much on anything for a few days because we had people visiting. Well, one person visiting, I should say. And then, of course, it took quite a while to get this wheel set up. I wonder what's going on with this. I'm not getting the Well, as long as it tips and the money goes up. $25,000. This truck's a little unstable, so I'm just gonna take it easy. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna, as long as I'm right here and the other one is already stopped, I'm just gonna unload some of this and then run down to the other one. I forgot the way these guys back up. Oh, I hate that low conveyor. Guess that's all there is. There goes the train. Oh boy. Well, we're right along with this person for a little while. Hopefully it won't be too much longer. We'll get this field harvested. And I don't know, maybe I should have just not brought up this to do this, but I just thought it was terrible just to just plow this all under. Plow or cultivate or whatever they wanted to do. %61. %72. Well, I'm going to go ahead and head up. It's at 80%. like I had seen a lot of people on YouTube say, both the G29 and the G920, of course, they're force feedback wheels, and if you don't get them adjusted properly, it's really hard to turn the wheel in Farming Simulator. So I fiddled with that for a while, and at first it wouldn't do anything, but then later on I got it to finally work. And it's slick, you know. I've got some kind of conflict though. I've got a key set that I've got it set for one thing, but it's actually doing two things. So I don't know. Don't know what to do about that. I've fiddled around with it a little bit, and you know, I'll have to see how it works. I'm just going to let it go on a little bit because it's pretty nearly empty, I can tell. Of course, I have no idea what the amount is in the tank, but I can see it's going up really slowly. See, if you look at that now, you know, it's stayed on 96 for quite a while. Now it's up to 97. And I'm not going to turn around. It's 98. 99. 100. Hit the cruise control and then I'll bounce across the tracks here. I actually like the looks of the G29 better because it had more controls, and of course the Satex wheel had a lot of controls. And it might have been better, but some of the people like Daggerwin, he got two new G29s. One of them had a real bad squeak and the other had a squeak, and I guess a lot of people have had trouble with him, and it just makes me wonder if maybe, you know, and I think the G920 is a newer wheel, and two things. First of all, it made me wonder if the G29, they might just have a bunch in a warehouse somewhere that they're just you know, sending out, and maybe aren't even making them anymore. I don't know. Or maybe haven't been making them for a while. But, and then, of course, I thought maybe the 920, where it's newer, or seemed to be newer, would be more likely to be supported for a long time. But one thing, of course, like I say, I liked my Satex wheel a lot because, oh, that was good. Guess I hadn't better do that. And the Satex was basically plug and play. You know, when I got the first one back here in 2015, I just plugged it in and everything was right there to work. Now, some of the key bindings I did change because Should have gone in the other way, but that's okay. Because there were certain things, you know, like on the side panel that I wanted to do differently. Like I've got one, first of all, I didn't want time on there because generally I have found I usually don't fool around with the time very much because when I started first playing Farming Simulator 15, I got messed up with that, you know. So I haven't liked to change it since then. So I took that off of there. I can't remember, there was something else, but button 1 is my escape. Button 2 goes into the garage. And button 3 is the map. And I still can go to the keyboard if I want to, if I feel a need to change the speed or listen to the radio, which normally I don't do either. Try to get in here at the exact correcto placeau. What I'm going to do too, I mean, it's still, especially where I have less controls on this wheel, I'm going to try to get I have a mini keyboard, and I'm going to try to get that set up where I can use it easily. Head back up to the top. Well, we'll ride along here. Boy, I don't know if I'm going to get these potatoes done today or not. That's 83%. I probably ought to pull up. One thing, this Logitech wheel and pedals, the quality seems to be outstanding. Certainly as far as the compared to the Cytec wheels and pedal, I mean those are pretty flimsy. Oddly enough, though, it wasn't so much. Although I did have a plastics problem, you know, but It was the electronics that failed. On the other hand, though, the wheel, pedals, and side panel cost $50 less than what the wheel and the pedals of the Logitech did. I had thought that when Logitech bought Satec that they might actually improve the quality of the Satec equipment, but they did not. So that was rather disappointing. And I mean, if they had sold it for $350 or $400, I think there would have been a lot of people who would have bought it. The only thing I'll say, there's a lot of people that already had a wheel, a good wheel like this, that they've used for quite a while, and they just buy the side panel. Well, the side panel alone is $150. And I don't know, I haven't looked recently, I don't know if you still can get the side panel. I think it's a problem getting the whole setup. I mean, the last time I looked on Amazon, they said they didn't have, the entire, the wheels, pedal, and side panel was not available. So I don't know, and I haven't had too much trouble with the side panel, a little bit, but I don't know if they'll keep making it or not. I think Farming Simulator is becoming more popular, so you would think they might. What do we got here? We're up at 83. I think I'm going to have to get a Brody knob for this wheel. And I guess with the thickness of the wheel, I guess I'll probably get a real one. Because the one on the Satec, it was one that came with it. And that wheel wasn't, the rim wasn't as big a diameter. So that had to be, special for that wheel, unless maybe you could adapt one, put something on the inside of a real one. But this one, if I do want a Brody knob, I will get one. Because I think it would fit. I have to check my car, but this seems like it would be around that same diameter. Well, I just got a message that one of the harvesters is nearly full. And of course we know it's the one at the top. Now it says it has a full grain tank. $25,488. Hopefully the Cotton Consortium people will appreciate my suggestion, because, I mean, they've made a lot of money. Gotta be careful going over this railroad track. Gonna go right down here to the low point and go slow. Then I'm gonna put my welly down. Gonna get up here and unload this harvester. And I think the other one looked like they had the chute out. I wish you would stop. The thing is, you'd only lose a few seconds, and the thing is, you're already losing it because you're sitting there for a long time. Waiting. Waiting and anticipating. Well, I'm trying to look at the chat more often, so anybody who's watching, if you want to make a comment, I might actually see it. A lot of times with live streams, I'll get on here and I'll just concentrate on farming, which of course, that's the fun part, and I'll miss comments. Helper H has a full green tank. I've always thought the cruise control on these, if they'd actually just make so you could do it just like a car, whatever speed you were going, you could set it. You'd be able to set it for that. You know, you can vary it up and down, but and you know, you can set it for whatever the speed is. But like I say, with a car, see, what would be nice is, like with the potatoes, I could set it for whatever speed the harvester was going, you know, quite easily. And then I could just accelerate up to the speed to go to the point where I'm selling it, set it again. Whereas now I'd need to, you know, there's a thumb wheel on the side panel, and all I can do is roll that up and down to get it to set to the speed. So it is a problem. That USB drive out. That's 83%. Well, let's hop in the truck. Whoops. And put my welly down. This is a big field. I could sort of pull up close to the harvester and get it to stop, But the only thing about that is that sometimes when I pull up close, I might knock it over, knock it sideways a little. And I'd just be afraid of knocking it offline. Now we will go down 26% to go. Gee, is this already full? No, I see a little dust kicking up. Nearly full grain tank, 80%. I'm going to pull up. Going to unload some of that. And then I'll have to turn around. You know, this is so close. 96%, I'm going to take it. A lot of spuds. That ought to make a few French fries for McDonald's. Or I made us some scallops potatoes last week, and the recipe I have makes a lot. So we had scallop potatoes for quite a few days. But they are really good. And they're not, a lot of scallop potato recipes are just, sort of like a cream sauce, I guess. But this has cheese, and it also has bacon. It has onions I saute, and it has chicken soup and milk. And they are good, and I make it in the crock pot. I used a little bit different method now of preparing it. It wouldn't affect how they taste. But I used to always I have a German-made mandolin slicer, and I would used to slice it into a bowl that I had water in, because otherwise, in the preparation time, sauteing the onions, cooking the bacon, and all that, they could start to turn color that you don't want, or that I don't want. So I actually sliced them directly into the crock pot. Now this did two things. First of all, I didn't have to put them in an additional dish and store them with water and then have to drain the water out. But also, two, it's layered in that recipe, and I was able to use a quarter of the potatoes on each layer. So, and the recipe calls for 3 to 4 layers. So that worked out perfectly, because I would put in potato layer first and then layer everything else. go down here. I'm going to wait here till it actually fills up. Then they will have to stop, won't they? Not for very long, of course. I think it's stopped. But they still will have to stop. And they'll at least put 5 or 6% in there. And then I will try to get enough to maybe go, what, a little over 50. 48. 50. Oh, I got 52, so I will go back up to the top now. I'll be glad when this field is done. This only got 31%, so it's got a little bit to go. So let's ride along. Well, these things fill up fast. Of course, I don't think the tank is real big, if I remember right. Well, not for potatoes, it isn't. For other things, it might be. Okay, here we are with our rubber cigar. Okay, go, go, go. Get going there, and I'm going to get a little more, and then I'm going to go back down. I do appreciate the way the worker takes care there and actually getting well lined up. Okay, let's get back down. Get back. Get back. Get back to where you once belonged. At the output conveyor of the potato harvester. Well, all of you will probably be about as glad as I'll be to finish this potato harvest. Oh my, we're at 96% already. Ah, 100. Hit the cruise control and away we go. This I had to actually map a button for the horn. One thing again with the SATEC. And don't think that I regret not having the SATEX wheel. I mean, it served me well, but not well enough, I guess we could say. But it had a horn button right in the center. Now this has got a plastic circle there with a Logitech symbol, but it's not actually, there's not actually a switch under there. We got a heavy load. Tom Jode. Overall, I mean, this is a nice truck. I don't know as I would get it again. It's a little glitchy, and the trailer that's supposed to work with it, I guess it is, supposed to be an IT runner trailer, but it, as you may remember, did not work. Hold her down, Duke. She's a rarin'. Sorry. Helper G. Gee, Helper G. You certainly fill that tank fast. One thing I'm going to have to do is untwist my headset wire, because the thing is twisted up and it keeps coming out and getting caught on my hand. Oh, come on. %, and all I want to do is go to 25. 24. 24. 25. Now I will put my welly down. Helper G is blocked. Now we will come down. I bet this one's getting close. Okay, I'm going to shut my microphone off and I'm going to see if I can untangle this. I think I got it, but I discovered that I've got my wire for my headset underneath the steering wheel anchor. So I'm going to have to get that out. $48, $49. Let's try to get to $51. $50. $51. Okay, I got my microphone headset wire extracted. And that potato harvester was at 80%. I gotta tighten my wheel a little more. The wheel has a pretty clever hold down system. If you haven't seen one, what it's got 2 feet at the bottom that adjust. They come up and grip the desk, and there's a piece that's connected to that, and you can push down on it and it will come up, and then you can turn it, to either tighten it or loosen it. And then when you're done, you can just push it down and it goes down inside there. And I don't know how important that is. I mean, it does look a little neater, but I've never seen a system like that. The SATEC equipment, including my side panel, just has a big screw. You know, it has a part that sits on the desk, and then it has a big screw that has a flat pad on it, and you just screw that up against the bottom of the desk. Worked okay, but I don't think it's, you know, of course the whole thing is not as strong. But I'll tell you, this wheel is strong. I hope it lasts. Hopefully it'll last longer than I do. Here we go, a bunch more money. Sunny. Seems like we've dumped off enough potatoes here to fill every grocery store in the country. Oh, there goes the train. Well, at least I can be pretty sure, unless they try to back over my truck, that won't get hit. Here I go. Down to the low spot. Now I go up here. Yeah, nearly full. It's probably 80%. I'll probably have to turn around on this, but well, you're fiddling around and not stopping to unload. That other harvester is going to be full. 24. Back up to the top. 47%. Once again, we'll ride along because I don't dare do anything else. Okay. Well, this will be better. Should be able to get everything I need by the time they get to the end. Almost there. Yeah, there's 75. Over and get this other one. Zipping right along. I think those are a really odd looking machine, especially at the front there. You know, they've got those little wheels, and then the topper, I guess it is, out in the front. Getting close. We're at 99. Come on, click over to 100. One thing I will say about this truck, you know, when I rolled it here on the railroad track, I mean, I just rolled it completely on its side, and it righted itself. Another 45,000 liters of potatoes. Man. Of course, potatoes vary quite a bit in size, but there would be quite a few potatoes in a liter. Again, depending upon the size, I would think maybe 5 or 6. I don't know. $25,985. I mean, it looks like the price must be going up a little bit. I notice that some of the YouTubers seem to still get excited about great demand, but I have found that a lot of times you can sell it for a higher price elsewhere. And I don't really know what great demand is anymore, because the price in this version of the game doesn't go down as you sell more, that I can see, at least not down significantly. You know, the price seems to just go up and down. Okay, 96%, so I might just as well pull up. It's actually looking like we're going to finish this, or I'm going to finish this. %. 24%. watch this one for a while. Just getting started. How's the other one doing? 34%. Looks like this one's going to have to actually turn around to get full. Few weeds right on the edge. One thing I'm going to want to do is get out the landscaping and do a little smoothing up along here. I don't think this area is too rough, you know, the area of the consortium fields, but this area is bad. I will back up. Jeez. Each is already nearly full. That seems odd. Oh. Seems like it's taken a long time. Get that few percentage more. There we got it. Now I'm going to go just enough farther so I can feel like I'm sure of getting around to be able to get this. Away we go. They don't want a long stop. 97, 98, 99. The 100. Hooey! I maybe want to go a little bit farther. To the east there. This seems like there's quite a bump. Well, probably another $25,000. 4 trips is, no, it's 26,000. 4 trips is over $100,000. And I've made a lot of trips. Gonna wait for him to stop. I am going to go down and get this one. 66%. Okay. There we are, 75%. Let's see how they're doing at the other end. Yeah, I think they'll turn before I'll be emptying them. One thing with this being close to this end, it's not so far to get up to the ranch. I wonder what they do with all those potatoes at the ranch. Maybe they eat them with ranch dressing. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Well, oh my, we're gonna finish this. Yippee! Hey, it sounds like a train going by. Hopefully they won't crash their augers into each other. Hopefully they won't crash me either. Come on. X 97, 98. 99. Okay, come on here. Want to get going. Well, even though it wasn't full, still got almost 26,000. I'm glad that train came when it did. Ah! Okay. Yeah, maybe this is silly, but I'm gonna put this on a worker here. I don't think we're getting all of that. Well, shoot. I think you're done. Cedric? I don't know what the deal is with that. 20,000 liters. Okay, now I am going to go into the garage. This would be a leased item. Okay, we want to return that. Yes, okay. Return, yes, okay. Return, yes, okay. And the only other thing, I want to look at the map. I am going to send that back to the shop, and they can pick that up when they pick the rest of their equipment up. And the next thing I will do is bale and pick up bales. Let's do this. Oh yeah. So what? Were there any more bales? I think there was some down on the side. Oh my. This must have been some that I unloaded here. I didn't even realize I was a whole bunch. I could see there was more than one. I wasn't quite sure why it was like that. These bales out of here. Nine bales. And then I'll leave this up here by the baler, and it will be all ready to go, go, go. Now, I'm going to look and see. Oh. Harvest didn't come. Yeah, that would be all potatoes, 361,000, I think. Well, I appreciate your watching. You can like, comment, and subscribe below. And I hope you have a blessed day.